One of the biggest financial decisions or goals that you may have is to tackle saving for your first house, especially the deposit required to get a respectable mortgage offer. And trust me, this is not easy, as I'm sure you all know. Money is not easy to come by these days. In light of the high cost of living and the ever-increasing interest rates, this is something that a lot of people are struggling with. They're struggling to even start saving, as most people don't know how or where to begin. And as a result, a lot of people don't even start. So in today's video, I'm going to be showing you and sharing with you some information that it is possible for you to start saving, even as much as up to £25,000 in 5 years. And you can put this towards buying your first house and get you on the all-important property ladder, which is so important these days. So make sure you watch this video to the end so you get all the information you need to start your saving journey from zero to maybe £25,000 in 5 years. Before we proceed, can I please ask you to like this video and subscribe to our channel? It really does help, and it enables us to make more content, answer more of your questions, and produce more great videos for all of you. Thank you. Hello everybody, welcome to our channel. My name is Matthew. In today's video, I'm going to be sharing some information regarding savings, and the information I'm going to share is all around and regarding a lifetime ISA. Before I proceed, I must make you aware I am not a financial advisor nor any form of immigration officer. So, what is a lifetime ISA? A lifetime ISA is a tax-free savings account, and the very first ISA that offers people the ability to get a 25% interest on their savings. So with this 25%, those who save £4,000 a year can get an additional £1,000. This is provided from the UK government annually, as long as they meet certain criteria. The whole purpose of the lifetime ISA was set up by the government, and it allows first-time buyers the opportunity to save and purchase their first home. You can use a lifetime ISA, which by the way stands for an individual savings account, to buy your first home or save for much later in life. The lifetime ISA is a tax-free savings account where you can save up to £4,000 each year, and as I've said, you'll get an additional £1,000, which is 25% of the government. Now that's a big difference, especially if we look at the current interest rate surrounding savings. You'll be very lucky to find 5% anywhere, let alone 25%. So you imagine this adding to everything that you save. Now let's look at it, because I appreciate that £4,000 sounds an awful lot of money. If we calculate that, that's saving £333 every month, which is an awful lot of money for people to try and find. I do fully appreciate this, but if you go and look at your savings, if you go and calculate what your outgoings are and try and just tighten your belts and say, okay, instead of having a takeaway, we'll put that money into our savings. Instead of having 3 subscription services to watch our films and movies on, we'll only have 2, and really see how you can tighten your belts to put as much as you can into your savings ISA, which you will be getting 25% on top of, which you can then put towards buying your house. So let's say, for example, you put £1,000 in a year. You'll get £1,250. And as I've said before, the maximum is £4,000, so you could potentially get £5,000 a year. So if you're saving for 5 years, you'll get £25,000. There's certain caveats with the lifetime ISA. Fundamentally, it must be used by a first-time buyer towards a residential mortgage. Now, some of you might be wondering what a first-time buyer is. A first-time buyer is someone who has never bought a property before. If you are left one in inheritance, you are not classed as a first-time buyer, as you have been gifted the house. You must never have owned a property in the past, and it doesn't matter on the type of mortgage you go for, or it doesn't matter on the type of property. But, however, the worth must be less than £450,000. To be eligible for this ISA, you must be over 18, but under 40 years old. So, you can open it at 39, but you must make your first payment into your lifetime ISA before you're 40. And as I've said before, the limit each year is £4,000. Now, this £4,000 does count towards your ISA limit, which any of you who know about savings is £20,000 a year, which means that you have left after this £16,000, which you can still potentially save into other ISAs. However, if you have £20,000 to save every year, I don't think you'll have a problem coming up with £25,000 over 5 years. This video is more aimed at people who are really stuck. They find themselves at an impasse and they cannot escape and start to save. So this video is tailored towards how you can get the maximum amount of interest on the savings, whatever your savings may be. So, for instance, if you could only save £400 a year, you would still be getting £100 bonus added by the government. Nothing else that I am aware of pays 25%. So this is really something that you want to look into. To open and continue to pay into a lifetime ISA, you must be a resident in the UK, unless you're a Crown servant, for example, in the diplomatic service. You can hold cash or stocks and shares in your lifetime ISA, or have a combination of both. As I've said before, the maximum you can put in is £4,000 each year until you're 50 years old. However, when you turn 50, you will no longer be able to pay into your lifetime ISA or earn your 25% bonus, but your account can still stay open and your savings will still earn interest at current investment return rates. Now, you might ask yourself, well, if I'm not putting it towards my house, then what am I putting it towards? If you can no longer pay into it after you're 50, and you find yourself in a position where you want to leave that money, you can leave it until you're 60 and then start to withdraw from it, almost like a pension or for savings that will help you later on in life and further down the line. So let's look at some of the withdrawal conditions. You can withdraw money from your ISA if you're buying your first home or aged 60 or over. These are the two factors that make up this ISA. It is not an ISA that you can save for 5 years and then have the money. You must meet the criteria of this ISA. Other than the above reasons, if you do decide to withdraw money, you will face a charge of 25%. So effectively, the government is taking their money back and you will only get what you've paid into it. This is known as an unauthorised withdrawal. As I've said, the government will recover their money and your bonuses you have made will be lost. So let's look at what this caveat means. Let's assume that there's no growth and the first year you save £800. You will earn a 25% bonus from the government, which is £200, and give you a pot of £1,000. If you then decide to withdraw the entire pot, you will face the penalty charge of 25%, which will apply to the full £1,000. And therefore you will end up paying the government back £250, and it will leave you with £750, so you will have lost £50 on your initial investment. This ISA is aimed at people who are looking to escape renting, to escape living with loved ones, parents or siblings, and looking towards buying their first house. It's fantastic, and I highly recommend you look into this. As it is sanctioned by the UK government, it is all legitimate and upboard, and as I've said before, I don't know anything that pays a 25% return on your money. So let's just look at the details again. You can use these savings to help you buy your first home if all of the following apply. The property costs £450,000 or less. You can buy the property at least 12 months after you make your first payment into the lifetime ISA, and you must use a conveyancer or solicitor to act in the purchase of your house. The ISA provider will pay the funds directly to them. You can use it if you're buying with a mortgage. So, as I said, this will be towards, or may even be, a deposit, which will get you a more respectable mortgage, as you'll be able to place a healthy deposit down. If you're buying your first house as a couple and your partner or spouse has a lifetime ISA, you can use both of your savings and government bonus. To qualify, you again must both be first-time buyers and meet all the conditions under your buying your first home. If you already have a Help to Buy ISA and you decide to open a lifetime ISA as well, you can only use the government bonus from one of these towards buying your first home. You can, however, transfer money from a Help to Buy ISA into a lifetime ISA. But unfortunately, if you do this, you will have to pay the 25% withdrawal charge. As I've said before, if you decide not to touch this till you're after 60, you can start taking money out of this free of charge. But if you are under 60 and you take money out, remember you will pay that 25% charge if you withdraw money. Not only is this helpful towards buying your first home, but it's also really helpful for you to save later in life. So it's worth looking into and worth looking towards what you can save. Now, the reason it says lifetime ISA is because it is just that this is something that's preparing for the future. When you think about savings, people very often think in small terms. They think in terms of days and weeks and months, where savings, real savings, are accrued over years. And what you need to look for when you're looking for savings is what can pay the maximum return. A 25% bonus interest is fantastic. So let's look at, for example, you know for a fact that you cannot afford to buy your first house at the moment, but it's something you're really going to look for and save up towards. So give yourself a goal, let's say 10 years. And let's say with this lifetime ISA, you manage to save £100 a month. Over the year, that's £1,200, an easy calculation. Now 25% of this is £300. So every year you will have saved £1,500. The £1,200 that you have saved and the £300 bonus that you have received. That sounds good. 1,500 sounds really good now compared to £100. So now Now we know that we're saving £1,500 a year. Let's look at it over 10 years. Another easy calculation, £15,000. Now you're talking some real money. You have now saved £15,000 by tightening your belt and just trying to put £100 each month into this lifetime ISA. So this is for people who are really serious about improving their situation, getting on the property ladder, but it starts by you looking at your finances and seeing what you can do and seeing how you can help yourself move onto one of the most important things in life, one of the biggest decisions and one of the most expensive things that you'll ever own. But it also, owning your own home secures your future, and it secures the future for your children as well. So start now, look into this ISA. I'll make sure I leave all the information for you below, but look into this ISA and make sure you take time to really have a look. So that's it, everyone. We've come to the end of this video, and Happy New Year, by the way. I should have said that at the start. I hope this video has found you well, and I hope it is giving you some food for thought regarding savings. If you're just trying to save in your current account, you'll be getting such abysmal rate of interest. I don't know anywhere else that will pay 25%. So really have a look into this. But yeah, that's it. Please, everyone, don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel. Give it a thumbs up. Make sure you join our community so you can stay up to date with all of the information that we provide. Remember, for all of your investment, visa, relocation, information, keep it locked right here on our channel. See you next time, everyone. Bye.